A mosaic bearing the earliest known inscription declaring Jesus is God has been unearthed in Israel.
It makes me happy, but at the same time, I know critics, I know skeptics are gonna say, even though the evidence is right here, even though there's something in front of their eyes, they're still going to say, I don't believe it. Because at the end of the day, you need to have an experience with God. You need to have an experience, an encounter with Jesus Christ in order for you to start walking in faith. If this is something that you were waiting for, the evidence is right in front of us. What are you gonna do with the evidence that we have? All right, what I have for you guys today, it's physical evidence that Jesus was on earth and physical evidence of the first church, earlier church. So I'm gonna show you this video really quick. They found this mosaic in Jerusalem, not in Rome, not in, like Turkey. No. It was explicitly underground, under a prison in Jerusalem. And actually, it tells us exactly, well, we're just going to watch it. We're just going to watch the video so you guys can see it. But it's amazing because it's not only, for me as a believer, I believe, and this is actually something that we're going to watch, we're going to read right now in the Bible, that it doesn't matter if there's physical evidence. Even Romans 1 says, I'm always going to say it, if you need the physical evidence of God, well, first of all, we have the creation, we have everything around us. All the creation counts the glory of God. That's what Psalm says. But since we are talking about Christianism, I'm a Christian, and there's early evidence that Christians were, they were like the people who actually, we read on the scriptures in the New Testament. So this is amazing. This is awesome. And I'm going to show you really quick. And let's just watch this video. And I have actually the article right here so we can read it a little bit. But this is amazing. This is amazing.
A mosaic bearing the earliest known inscription declaring Jesus is God has been unearthed in Israel. Hailed as the greatest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls, the 1800-year-old engraving had been hidden under the floor of a prison. It also features images of fish, which experts say may reference the story of Luke 9:16, where Jesus multiplied 2 fish to feed 5,000 people.
They're saying that scientists are excited after finding this early inscription declaring Jesus is God, and they're saying it's from an 1800-year-old engraving. They dubbed it the Megiddo mosaic, and it's 581 feet. It had reportedly adorned a private chapel in 230 AD, and it was the earliest known house of prayer.
What's also remarkable is the story of faith behind its creation. A Roman centurion, an artist, and 5 women who made this spectacular mosaic floor and a space for their worship, dedicated to God Jesus Christ. This dedication is now the earliest archaeological evidence of Jesus being called God. A mosaic.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. That actually makes me play this song for you guys.
We're going to heaven, 'cause we're better than everyone else.
I'm just kidding. It's just a song that I actually found. It's just not. It doesn't actually. Forgive me. It was just a joke. It was a joke. Just a joke. Don't get all emotional right here. Anyway, the article says early Jesus is God inscription found the greatest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls. Since the Dead Sea Scrolls. Wow. Scientists are going gaga. They're losing their mind over the earliest inscriptions that claim Jesus is God. Of course, claiming that 1800-year-old engraving could change our understanding of Christianity. The mosaic is the greatest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls, declared Carlos Campo, CEO of the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C. I want to go to that museum. They say that it's actually amazing. Where the theologically significant relic, has been housed since July. The Jewish News Syndicate, JNS, reported. Dubbed the Megiddo mosaic, The 581-foot artifact was originally underneath the floor of the Megiddo prison in Israel in 2005, after which it was excavated in pieces by the Israel Antiquities Authority over the course of 4 years. Amazing. The mosaic picture presents groundbreaking physical evidence of the practices and beliefs of early Christians, including the first archaeological instance of the phrase God, Jesus Christ. Where's my sound? Second day exhibition curator Savariego, something like that. It had reportedly adorned private chapel in 230 AD, that it was reportedly the earliest known house of prayer, according to Jill Lynn, the head of Megiddo Regional Council. The inscribed mosaic are Greek words. The God-loving Akeptos has offered the table to God Jesus Christ as memorial. Wow. Lynn described this is the first physical proclamation of Jesus Christ as God, besides on the Bible. The Daily Mail reported the mosaic presents groundbreaking physical evidence of the practices and beliefs of early Christians, including the first archaeological instance of the phrase God, Jesus Christ. Second, the exhibition's curator, I'll agree. So there's all these people that are just like second, and they literally backing up their archaeological evidence. This was significant as the artifact declared JC as God, Jesus Christ, as God before Christianity became part of the Rome Empire. JNS reported. Wow. See, this is actually important because if you know, before Constantine actually declared that Christianity was going to be the universal religion in Rome, you got to remember there was persecution. So it seems like we are finding something that is groundbreaking. Number one. Number two, Christianity is true. Jesus Christ was on earth. And I mean, what else do you want? Megiddo, which was designed by a craftsman named Brutus, also features some of the earliest depictions of fish. You guys can see right here, 2 fishes. Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 2 fishes. Which is actually the early counts of Luke when it actually says, 2 fishes and 5 loaves. Wow. One of the trademark symbols of the Messiah in Christianity theology. Of course. Look at this. It's amazing. What is it? The Isaiah scroll. Wow. In the Gospel of Luke 9:16, in the Bible, Jesus notably multiplied 2 fishes and several loaves of bread to feed 5,000 people. Wow. Also included was a reference of Gaius, the Roman officer who commissioned the tile during. Oh, that's awesome! The tile during the Roman occupation of Judea. This, along with the mosaic's proximity to a Roman camp, suggested that Romans coexisted with Christians to some degree, despite their notorious tales of bloodshed and violence involving the two factions. Which means, this is actually the spread out of the gospel through among the Gentiles, and actually Paul was part of that, mostly part of it, because he's the one with other people. They took the gospel to Rome because Paul, if you guys know, he was a Roman citizen. Anyway, we have story right here. This is amazing. I cannot actually explain it. It makes me happy, but at the same time, I know critics, I know skeptics are going to say, even though the evidence is right here, even though there's something in front of their eyes, they're still going to say, I don't believe. This is gradually one of the most important archaeological discoveries in understanding the early Christian church, said Bobby Duke. Director of the Scholars Initiative of the Museum of the Bible. Truly, the most mosaic present a wealth of new data for church historians, which is amazing. Like, if you're a church historian nerd, this is actually something amazing. The pieces included the names of the woman Premilia, Syriaca, Dorothea, Syria was actually trying to talk to me. Aegyptus, Christi, the later, what is it? Aegyptus, yeah. Anyway, it's just technically they shouting out themselves, or to people that actually was part of the donation of the table to the prayer hall. That's amazing. The mosaic underscores the crucial role of a woman in the early church. Wow, that's amazing. Shout out to these people. It's amazing. I mean, I'm a believer. I don't need all this stuff, but at the same time, I have the physical evidence in the creation. Also, there's physical evidence of the early church, what they believe, especially Roman citizens before Constantine, before all this stuff. They just, Constantine actually put Christianity as a main religion in Rome and the empire. That's amazing. I don't know what to say. The only thing I can say is
We're going to heaven, 'cause we're better than everyone else.
just kidding. Don't get all frustrated right here. That's amazing. Woof. Anyway, what do you guys think? This is amazing. This is for all the people who actually know Jesus is not God. Jesus was God. It is explicitly say in the Bible. If you can't read it, well, that's another thing. That's your problem. There are people who believe, especially Gentiles, and this is actually talking about Gentile people who believe Jesus was God. And they had, this is actually probably one of the first churches, kind of like a house of prayer. Let's just call it like that. It's one of the first house of prayers that was actually discovered. That's amazing. Shout out to all these people. Shout out to amazing discoveries, and whoo, makes me feel like this. Oh no, this is not. There you go. Let me see. There you go. I feel sprinkles in the air. Anyway, put your comments down below. Let me know what you think. I know people are gonna say what they're gonna say. I pray for you. I pray that you have an encounter with Jesus. I pray that you are a believer. I pray that if you are not a believer, this is something that is telling you maybe you're just one step before believing in Jesus Christ, and this is actually just what you needed. Because sometimes we gotta be honest, just like Hebrews says, faith is the evidence that something that we can't see, but at the same time, we have the physical evidence. It's something that we can see, yet it's up to us to see. This is the evidence. It's up to us to see and say, what am I going to do with the evidence? What am I going to do with this? Am I going to actually accept what it is, or am I going to deny what I can't see? Because at the end of the day, you need to have an experience with God. You need to have an experience, an encounter with Jesus Christ in order for you to start walking in faith. Your faith is your belief. Your faith is what you believe. Your faith is your trust. Believe is the first step, and trust is actually something that you have to walk on. Faith, your walk in faith. And that's the only thing I can say. Just see what the evidence is saying, see what you can actually see, and start investigating. Actually do more research if you need to. But at the same time, I just want to encourage you. If this is something that you were waiting for, the evidence is right in front of us. What are you going to do with the evidence that we have? right now. All right, I gotta go. Subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button. Let me know what you think. Peace out.